News Bulletin. The first major winter storm hits the United States. Temperatures plunge, snow covers from the Midwest to the Northeast. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the coldest and most intense weather events since early 2025 is on its way into the United States. A large-scale low-pressure system formed from the Canadian border region is merging with Arctic air and is expected to cover nearly the entire country in the coming days. Not only bringing the first snow of the season to the northern states, this storm also drags along record-deep temperature drops, potentially falling below freezing all the way to the south, including Texas, Louisiana, and Florida, places that rarely see frost in early November. According to the U.S. National Weather Service, this is one of the strongest seasonal transitions in many years, as the atmospheric structure changes abruptly, causing the jet stream to dip deeply to the south and paving the way for cold air to spill down to low latitudes. Meteorologists call this an Arctic invasion, a sign heralding a harsher-than-expected winter. At present, satellite maps show a broad low-pressure area moving through the Midwest and gradually heading toward the Northeast. A thick cloud band, stretching from Iowa across Illinois, Missouri to Ohio, is causing heavy rain and strong thunderstorms, while farther north, areas such as Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan have begun recording the first snowflakes of this winter. In the south, the leading edge of the cold system is encountering residual hot and humid air from the Gulf of Mexico, creating a thunderstorm belt from Tennessee to Alabama. Experts warn of the risk of lightning, hail, strong gusts, and even isolated tornadoes tonight and early tomorrow morning, especially in the Dixie Alley region, which is often affected by extreme weather during seasonal transitions. At the same time, another low in the Pacific Northwest is sliding along the Canadian coast, preparing to merge into the main flow of the atmosphere. When these two systems combine, they will create an unusually deep trough, pulling Arctic air southward and causing widespread snowfall from the Great Lakes to the Appalachians. According to forecast models, the jet stream structure this weekend will become extremely wavy. Instead of flowing straight as usual, it will bend sharply, forming a cold horseshoe plunging deep into the south. This is exactly the mechanism that allows air from the Canadian Arctic to spill into the United States, bringing strong winds and rapidly dropping temperatures in just a few hours. By Sunday, the center of the trough will be right over the Great Lakes, which are forecast to endure the first major snowfall of the season. As the cold air sweeps over the still warm, massive lakes, evaporated moisture will condense and fall as lake-effect snow. States like Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and western Pennsylvania may see heavy snow from 10 to 20 cm or with localized amounts over 25 cm within 48 hours. Not only that, the intensity of this cold spell is rated particularly strong. Temperature maps show that from Saturday night, a dark purple cold air mass will begin spreading down from North Dakota and Minnesota. By Sunday morning, this air mass will expand across the entire Midwest. By Monday, the 0-degree isotherm will drop as far south as Oklahoma, Arkansas, and northern Texas. Major cities such as Kansas City, St. Louis, Nashville, and Atlanta are expected to record below freezing temperatures, while the Gulf Coast, from Louisiana, Mississippi to northern Florida, may experience the first frost of the winter. In particular, Florida, which typically has a subtropical climate, is forecast to have rare freezing points on Tuesday morning, when the cold surge is at its strongest. This is the first time since 2018 that the United States has seen frost so widespread in November. Experts warn people need to pay special attention to protecting pets, crops, water pipes, and vehicles, especially on the nights of November 11th and 12th, when temperatures reach their lowest. In terms of perception, due to strong winds and dry air, the wind chill index, the feels like temperature, may drop below -10 degrees in the north and Midwest, making the weather feel much more biting than the actual readings. States around the Great Lakes such as Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and New York are warned they may endure a significant 2-day snowfall, while Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia may see light snow and frost in the early mornings at the start of next week. Weather radar images show a giant spiral cloud band beginning to form, stretching from the Canadian border down to the central United States. It is forecast that within the next 48 to 72 hours, this system will move slowly eastward, generating widespread rain, snow, and strong winds. In the Northeast, including New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Maine, snowfall is expected to begin Sunday afternoon and continue until Tuesday morning. Some areas near Lakes Erie and Ontario may record snow depths over 30 centimeters, making travel very difficult. Airlines have issued early notices about the possibility of delays and cancellations over the next 2 days due to sharply reduced visibility and icy runway conditions. Meanwhile, the southern United States, from Texas to Louisiana, is not spared. Though there will be no snow, the region will face strong cold winds, low humidity, and thick frost. In Dallas, Houston, and Austin, nighttime temperatures may drop to just 0 to 2 degrees C, while northern Florida and southern Georgia may record sub-5 degree C readings for the first time this year. Experts advise that this cold spell is unusual because it arrives about 2 weeks earlier than the climatic average. The main cause is believed to be a deeply cut trough in the mid-troposphere, along with a stream of moisture from the Pacific being blocked by a high-pressure system over the Rockies, allowing the northern cold flow to pour southward with little hindrance. This is also a warning sign for the possibility of a highly variable winter, with multiple sudden cold waves in December and January. Alongside snow and chill, a severe weather risk has also been issued for southern states today. According to the U.S. Storm Prediction Center's alert map, a 2-5 slight risk zone includes Tennessee, Kentucky, northern Alabama, and southern Ohio, where strong thunderstorms, gusts over 90 km/h, and large hail may occur. The potential for brief tornadoes is not high but cannot be ruled out, especially from afternoon to evening today. After the cold system passes, these areas will quickly turn dry, but temperatures will plunge in just one night. Many places may drop more than 20 from the previous day. Early next week, once the cold air mass has taken over the entire continent, the United States will enter a phase of clear skies but biting cold. This pattern is expected to hold until mid-week. Then the jet stream will shift slightly northward, allowing temperatures to gradually recover in the central and southern regions, while the northeast and the lake areas will still maintain below-average temperatures by 5 to 8 degrees. Nevertheless, long-range forecast models indicate a resurgence of winter storm activity around late November, as another atmospheric river may hit the U.S. West Coast, bringing massive moisture and heavy rain to California, Oregon, and Washington. According to expert assessments, the global atmospheric pattern is shifting clearly into a cold phase. The sharply dipping jet stream and successive troughs indicate a weak La Niña, or cold neutral state, is strongly influencing North America. If this trend continues, this winter may feature multiple unusual cold waves, heavy snow, and freezing rain extending farther south, similar to the years 2013, 2014, or 2021. Currently, authorities in many northern and midwestern states have activated winter emergency plans, preparing salt stockpiles, snowplows, and opening temporary warming centers for the homeless. The agriculture sector also recommends that farmers protect winter crops, switch off automatic irrigation, and check heating power sources to avoid damage when early frost arrives. Transportation agencies advise people to limit travel on mountainous or lakeside routes early next week, and to closely follow notices about snowstorms and ice. Ladies and gentlemen, this cold spell is not just the herald of winter, but also the first stress test for the United States 2025 weather response system. It reminds us that, even as forecasting science and technology advance, nature can still bring unpredictable surprises. From the historic summer heat wave, the United States is now flipping to the opposite state: cold, snow, and strong winds in less than a month. Meteorologists believe that the global atmospheric pattern this year is highly volatile due to unusual changes in sea surface temperatures and ocean currents, causing a chain of extreme weather events one after another, from drought and wildfires to snowstorms and cold. Long-term forecasts from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, show that from December onward, the probability of at least 2 to 3 widespread cold waves is very high, particularly concentrated in the Midwest, the Lake region, and the East. In that context, early preparation and proactive response are extremely important. People are advised to check home heating systems, plumbing, and insulation. Stock up on food, batteries, and backup power in case of outages. Pay special attention to the elderly, children, and pets, those most vulnerable when temperatures plunge suddenly. Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few days, the United States will witness a completely different weather picture. White snow covering the north, frost spreading to the south, and clear but biting skies across the central states. This is the true beginning of winter, harsh, fierce, and unpredictable. Make sure you and your family are ready for this first cold wave. Inspect your home, keep warm, limit going out when snow and ice are heavy, and especially follow official weather bulletins regularly. Thank you for watching today's special weather report. If you want to receive the latest updates on snowstorms and upcoming cold waves, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to always get the earliest updates. Wishing you a safe, warm weekend, and see you again in the next bulletins as the United States officially steps into the winter of 2025, the season of snow, wind, and real challenges.